In this video, I'm going to share with you my budgeting strategies that I use without breaking out the fund as a student. Hello, my name is Eunice. I'm a fourth-year student at Meru University, Kenya, pursuing bachelor's degrees in education. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how I do budget as a student without making myself feel overwhelmed, broke, and stuck. And so let's get into it. Let me give you a background about my campus life and my university life. When I got in first year, that was in the year 2021, I was so naive about campus and not knowing much. Like most of us are when we are getting or joining into campus, and they don't know how life in campus is, and you have the idea that campus is somewhere that you get have fun, do whatever you want to do, unlike high school when you are limited to whatever you can do. And so I used to spend money aimlessly without having any plan, without having any budget. And after a short while, like around 2 months, I got this time when I was really broke without anything, and reality started hitting me hard. And over the past years, I have learned how to kucheza kiwewe. Yeah, that means I know how to budget more and to spend intentionally. There's a quote that says, when you budget your money, you're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. So let's get into it. If you have listened to financial advisors, they would always tell you a rule that is very common called the 50-30-20% rule, that says 50% is spent on your essentials that include rent, food, transport, school fees, and other things. 30% is spent on fun, and 20% is spent on saving, paying off debt, and such like things. I have ever tried the 50-30-20 rule, but for me it didn't work. Simply because whatever I have is not even enough for myself to have 30% of it into fun. The money I have is not enough to have me save 20% of it. That means I tried saving for around 3 months and I ended up using the money that is in my saving account. Now, like, why do that? So, whatever I do at the beginning of the month, I usually have my money at one hand and my needs at the other hand. I have to balance which one is more important need that needs more money. I need to pay my rent, done. I need to refill my gas, done. I need to have transport money to go to school, done. Such like things. I also have make my hair. I have to have fun. I have to purchase network and other things. I usually balance whatever I have. If I have done with the essential bit of my money, then I also have to pay some debts. Because being a student, I have some debts here and there and some saving for an emergency. It's important, by the way, to have an emergency account, even if it is like shillings 500 or 1,000, because there is a time that comes and you don't have anything and any money in your account and you have to strive, have to call each and every friend to help you out and nobody shows up. Yeah, saving some money, at least $50 each and every week. I will need it in future. It's a game changer. So for example, this month I did a budgeting. I paid my rent first. I also got my shopping for the month. Now there are some hacks and tricks that helps manage my money and to save a little bit on whatever thing I have, because being in campus is very tough to manage your money, because money is never enough to take care of your needs, not even your wants or your luxuries. Now, trick number one is checking for campus events that are free or at a lower cost. For example, we have class funds, people meet and get fun and they go for a hike or they do some bit of fun. We have also communities like the CU community, which offers fun days, fun moments, fun hour, where we get to meet with other people, interact, and generally have fun. We also have communities like the group communities based on ethnic backgrounds, where people like the Kikuyus meet somewhere at a lower cost and they have fun. But that creating memories does not have to incur a lot of cost. There is a quote that says it's not about having less but making maximum use of what you have. Hack number 2 that I love it is meal preparation and cooking at home. At the beginning of the semester, I usually buy maize in bulk and beans because they can take me for a long time without going bad, and I can also make maize flour. That means I don't have to keep buying maize flour. I also cook githeri, where I mix maize and beans. This cannot be for everyone, but for me that's what I do. I usually do this like twice or 3 times a week, where I have to cook using charcoal and a jiko. And a tip on this is that I usually soak my maize and my beans around 2 or more hours, but I prefer soaking them overnight so that the cooking process can take less time and I don't have to spend my entire day cooking. The food that you're going to eat is, I don't have to cook again for the entire day. That includes my breakfast, lunch, supper, and also tomorrow's food. So what I do to spice up my githeri is I mix it with cabbage sometimes. I take it with just a fruit like avocado. It's very yummy. Sometimes I just take it plain as it is, and sometimes I usually cook it with a little bit of grains and salads. At home can be very important because most times you are tempted to go to the nearby restaurant, buy food, even if it's cheap food, maybe from a local restaurant or near your school area. You will end up spending much more money than if you cooked the food at home. Of that, I also have like a, I don't know, should I call it a schedule or something, where I know today I have taken ugali, for example, with cabbage. So next day I'm going to take rice and something else. After 2 or 3 different meals, then I have to cook githeri for another time. Yeah, that's for me saves me much money. I'll buy maize and beans when I have a lot of money, and now in between the semester when I don't have much money, I will have to spend on groceries and other foodstuffs that are not much expensive. There are also some budget friendly fun activities that don't need you to invest much and not breaking the fun when you have a tight budget. For example, instead of going for a movie night outside, I prefer going to the school, download a movie, come at home and have a movie night. I also like hiking, which uses less money because the cost is a little bit lower. Also have game nights with friends, which is more cheaper and more fun, especially if you have somebody or a group of people where you meet and have some games with friends. Also like visiting my friends out there, seeing how they are, and it builds more friendship and more relationships. Remember, the best things in life are really cheap and happiness is free. Yeah, like that wall design there, it is says that happiness is free, and it is really free because getting your shoes on and going for a hike is not that expensive. just involves you to get out of your comfort zone. Another tip is buying things in bulk whenever the money is there. As I said earlier, when I get money, I usually buy things in bulk. Because remember, cheap is expensive, and buying little things each and every time, I usually even get myself spending more than I would if I bought the same item on bulk. So at the beginning of the semester, or when I get my student loan, that's when I usually get to buy things in bulk, and I don't have to hustle. Not when I don't have much money, because I know by the end of the day I have some food in the house and I don't have to struggle much. Buying groceries at the market stall where it is cheaper. In campus, you have to know those places where things have lower prices. Like, for example, in my campus area, we have a market that is around 6 kilometers away from our residential places, and so we have to use bus to get there. And prices there are always a little bit lower and a little bit cheap compared to near the campus area. And what I usually do is that I go to that market maybe once in a week, purchase groceries for the whole week in a much lower price. And in this case, I usually have to save more money that I would have spent more if I didn't go to that market. It's good to explore and to know such places. For me, I usually buy cabbages, tomatoes, onions for the whole week. And when I save something, I buy myself an extra thing. For example, if I buy these earrings, I'll buy this t-shirt that I didn't have before. So going there saves me money to have that extra thing that I would not have if I did not go to that place. So sacrificing once in a while, even if I am using the money for transport and the time to go there, is much better and more compared to what you are going to spend. Isn't that wow? Another best tip that is very important to try is teaching yourself about money, teaching yourself about finances, teaching yourself about investment, about starting and growing a business. Imagine how reading can be very easy for free. Personally, I don't have the money to purchase a book. I don't have the funds to go in a bookstore and purchase a book worth $3. I don't have that money. But what I do is using ebook. An ebook is a book that you just go to a browser, search for a book, for example, The Psychology of Money, free download as a PDF, download it into your phone, and you have your book. By then, you are going to get financial literacy even without having the money to invest or the money to build a business. When you have invested in your knowledge, investing in real life will become much simpler. There is a wealthy man who was asked this question: what if all the wealth was taken away from you in one day? What are you going to do? And the man replied that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to gain all my wealth in just 5 years. 5 years. Imagine a billionaire building all the wealth from scratch in 5 years' time. Why? Because one, they have the knowledge in their heads, they know the tactics, they know the tricks, they know how to do what, and the tricks and acts of life. And that you can get the same knowledge through investing in yourself and more investing in knowledge. If you want to know how I was able to be reading 10 pages to 20 pages of a book each and every day, you can check in my other video about the simple habits that I try. See you there. Bye.